Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I saw y'all. Oh, wrong one. All right, let's get this verdict. So they have reached, hold on. They have reached a verdict. So we are going to pull that up. They are not in the courtroom yet, but it says that verdict has been reached, which is, I mean, I figured they would have reached it pretty quick. So let's get this up. All right. So right here, you see that it says in the chat box in the black, it says verdict reached. So we do have a verdict. And it looks like we might have gotten here just in time because, well, they were moving it. Okay. Hit the like again, please. It's good to see y'all. It's been so long. Yeah, I figured we'd finish that stream out and then go ahead and jump on this stream since this one is for the verdict. So we do get to spend some more time together today. Yay! And I still like it. I'm waiting. I'm working on getting some stuff together. So if I'm able to do that, I'll try to go live at 1:30. But if not, we'll be doing Stefan and then probably doing a live tomorrow at 1:30 as well. I missed you so much too, Abellis. Like I cried in the time that we were apart from each other. So we're still live. It did say a verdict reached. It better be guilty. I mean, he dug his own hole. Thank you for being like number 5, Teresa. Good to see you, Sue Joy, Nonchalant, Teresa Clay, Michael, Green Chili Chicken, Cindy from sunny South Florida, Shraddha, Cara. I know, it has been forever. Bonnie, good to see you, love. Heathen, good to see you. Okay, I think that's everybody that I've seen chat so far. Green chili enchiladas. Green chili enchiladas. It better be guilty. It better be. Because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you could reach any other verdict other than guilty. The booty bandit. Protect your booties, y'all. I know. We let so much time pass in between us getting together and barely even seeing each other. Kari, you're right. I would think the same, but then there's Casey Anthony. Didn't they, how long did they take to reach a verdict in Casey Anthony, I wonder? Hey, Alex. He didn't, like, there was reasonable doubt before he got up there and testified and made a complete fool out of himself. Abellis? Jenny Jen, I don't know if I said hey to you or not, but hello, love. Let me try to access my live. That was so sweet of you. Hold on. There, that's better. That was so very sweet of you to give 20 memberships. Those went to Fragile Like a Bomb, Running Bear, Shayla Cherie, Heathen got one, Carolina got one, Kelly Lafferty, Kim Trelia, Peach Tampa Bay, Mayla Bergava, For Real, Curious Christine, Jenna's Gypsy, Proud Danish, Allison Crossgrove, Madeline P., Steph sells stuff by the seashore, Chaos, Jean Mudge, Rita, and Vicky Bell were gifted. Thank you so much, Abellis. That was so sweet and supportive of you. That was so very sweet. I really appreciate that so much. You're so sweet and supportive. I love you so much, Abellis. I really do. You mean so much to me. I really have a fondness for you in my heart. You're such a sweet person. And you deal with so many things that you shouldn't have to because you're just too good of a person to be dealing with stuff like that. But I love you and thank you for gifting those. I'm going to grab the Polar Express and pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so much, Abellis. I really appreciate that. I love you too. Oh. It took 10 hours to come to the conclusion that Anthony was not guilty. Okay, so I think they said that yesterday it was at 28 minutes, so they okay. It was 28 minutes yesterday and they've been there since 9:30 this morning. So what is that? Um I wanted to make sure that we were still live. I'll make it full screen when they come. So let's see, 9:30, 10:30. We'll just say 11:30. So what, 2.5 hours? 2 hours and 28 minutes or so is how long it took them to come to a conclusion. Like, I think all they did was basically read through all the paperwork and say guilty, 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 and write it out. I mean, it's going to take you a few minutes to do that. 2.5 hours? Yeah, it's guilty. I can almost guarantee it's guilty. Good morning, Kelly. Hi, Irene. Good to see you. Mallory Beavers. Krista. Good to see you. Ali X. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Angie. It's been so long since I saw you, Edith. It's been so long since I've seen you. Thank you, Abellis. Yeah, I've heard. I know a lot of people are on verdict watch for Lori too. I mean, what is she gonna get? Like another life sentence? How? What is her sentences right now? Life or like 150 years or something? I don't even know. I haven't looked it up. I need to. Oh, thank you, Cara. Cara dropped the link to turn on membership gifting for Android, iOS, and PC. Hey, Veronica. Stefan is on booty watch. So she's got 2 life sentences. So it'll probably be she'll end up getting 3 life sentences. So they've got to bring the jury in and bring him from court and things. So we're just going to sit here and talk until they get there. In my opinion, Lori is a very dangerous person. Like the fact that she was even able to commit as many homicides as she did speaks volumes. Because let me tell you what, like not that I ever would, but let me go out here and kill somebody. Like they gonna find me immediately. But no, she committed homicide on several people and got away with it for a lot longer than any of us would have. Like she's a conundrum. He's guilty AF. This was predictable. Yeah. 3 consecutive life sentences, I believe. Yeah, she ain't getting out. I love my speculating family too. I love y'all so much. Y'all are so sweet. So sweet. She is disgusting and terrifying, but I'm glad that she's going to be in prison for the rest of her life because she's. I don't know. I mean, again, the fact that she was able to get away with not 1, not 2, but 3 homicides and like was in Florida. I mean, not Florida, Hawaii when they got her, I do believe, married to somebody else again. No, it was 4 that they committed, including Chad's wife. I mean, I don't know. People that do things like that don't need to ever come out. And her only living child, Colby, calls her evil. I would too. I mean, mm. Oh my goodness. I love the parrots. They're so cute. I want to live. My husband wants to live in Mexico. Like he wants to go way down south because he works out in the cold and stuff during the winter. He wants to go somewhere tropical so it's warm all the time and we can grow our own food, and that's where all the pretty birds are. Mac Daddy was under the window earlier, but I think he walked away. Oh, there's movement in the court. Basil is here on the bed with me. Hey, Michael. Her son Colby does seem like such a sweetheart. There are neighborhoods in Southern California that have local green parrot populations. My neighborhood is one of the places they live. Oh, that's so sweet. They're from Oaxaca. Oh, I don't know how to say that org. That's cool. Lori was reading Visions of Glory when she was given her subpoena. Yeah. You have wild parrots in Florida? That's so cool. He's laying down right now. He's got this like, I don't know, it's almost like a scarf, like a built-in scarf, and you ought to see him stand up on his hind legs and clean, like, because like a cat, he cleans himself, and he's got this big old roll of just fluffy fur here in the front, like right under his neck, that blocks him from cleaning the rest of his body. It's just so cute seeing him try to clean that little that fluffy built-in poof in the front under his neck. Why? Oaxaca? Oaxaca. Okay. The hummingbirds, yes. I want a hummingbird. Like, not to, like, I want one that would be trained like my bird Starlet, where Starlet I raised from a baby. He was a European starling. And what's funny is I didn't know he was a starling when I named him Starlet. Like, I named him Starlet because I like the celestial type stuff. I had a bird named Nova, um, things like that. So I named him Starlet just because I liked the name. And then I found out he was a common starling or a European starling when he grew his feathers and they got that metallic rainbow effect. And anyway, when we find baby birds and I help them, as soon as I teach them how to, like, get the worms out of the dirt and things like that by themselves, I let them go. And I let Starlet go, and he came back. And so for like a year, I would open the door every morning and he would go out and fly around. And then at night, he would come in and he would perch up and he would sleep. And he would do that all day. And then we moved, and where we moved at, there was a group of starlings that came through every year. And so when the starlings came, Starlet started to stay out longer because he was hanging out with the other starlings. And when they migrated, he didn't come back. And I laid in bed and I cried for like a week. Like, it was so sad. I cried for literally a week. But I like to say that I have grandbabies out there somewhere. I think Starlet's in Mexico. Hey, Scratch to Paint. Good to see you. You always wanted an African gray parrot. My son has one, and it talks. It's really sweet. I would if I could. Hey, Krista. Someone used Mike and Icon. And Icon? Where is she? I don't know. Okay. We're still waiting. Like I said, they got to bring the jury in. They got to bring him in and all of that. So I have I have three biologically. My fiance has eight, but four of them are grown and live in another state. There's an African gray in Little India by me that has an Indian accent. He says hello in a Punjab accent. Is so cute. That would be adorable. I would love to hear that. India is a place, if I could go anywhere in the world, like for free, or, if I had the choice to go anywhere, I would go India. And then my second choice would be Egypt to see the pyramids. Yeah, I didn't get it. You want to go to Germany? Germany would be cool. I would like to see the historical landmarks, but I've heard that, like, in Germany, like, as far as food goes, it's a lot of like meat and potatoes, kind of like Russia. I have 8 adult kids and 20 grandchildren. Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's amazing. Thanks to YouTube, I've gotten to know many animal species and see how adorable they are, and the domesticated ones melt my heart. Yeah, I watch a lot of that stuff on YouTube. Um, I love it. I love animals. You are such a beautiful person. I'm an animal lover and helper as well. I raise monarchs from eggs to baby caterpillars and through their life cycles to chrysalias to newly emerged monarchs and release. That is so cool. I would love to see the baby butterflies. That would be amazing. They migrate too, from what I think I read that somewhere that they migrate like all the way from like Canada to Mexico or something. I might not come back either, Krista. You want to go to Wales to meet your pen pal? Oh, really? That would be cool. My beautiful trans hairstylist is getting married on Saturday. Aw, tell them or I hope that the wedding goes good. That is so cool and so sweet. I love that. That's so sweet. I'm glad they found love and they're getting married. That's amazing. I hope that the wedding is just everything they want it to be. I saved worms on our driveway when I was little. My kids do that. If they see the worms out, they'll put them under a flower pot or into the dirt where the chickens won't get them. I've seen movement in this courtroom about 2 times now. Oh, now it's 3. Aruba. Aruba. Hey, Sue Joy. Has a beautiful butterfly farm. They're gorgeous. That's cool. I want to go in the Caribbean too. There's an island that has pigs on it that just live there, and the pigs will go out into the water a little bit. I want to go see the pigs on the island. Like, that would make me so happy. Yes, me too. She's amazing. Her new hubby, Ben, is a sweetheart. They've been together for a few years. That's so awesome. I'm so happy for her and Ben. Congratulations to them. That's so awesome. I know. I love it. It is so sweet, isn't it, Michael? Save the worms.
Court for the Judicial District of Ansonia Milford.
Here we
is now
go.
Open and in session in this place. The Honorable Judge Murphy presiding. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Court has received a note that has been marked as an exhibit. It indicates that the jury has a verdict and they're ready to put that verdict on the record. Counsel, is there anything that needs to be addressed before I call the jury in?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, if counsel would just please state their appearances for purposes of today's proceedings.
Howard Stein, Supervisory Assistant State's Attorney, Your Honor.
Mark Durso, Senior Assistant State's Attorney, Your Honor.
Edward Davin from Mr. Morales, who's seated to my left, Your Honor.
All right, court will note that Mr. Morales is present. Before I bring the jury in, I just make an inquiry of this date for purposes of the record. Have the decedent's family been notified of the fact that we believe there is a verdict?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you for the time they were all present here in the court.
All right, very good, thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, please bring in our jury.
Hey, bad girl. Good to see you. Me too, nonchalant. I'm sure it's guilty, but you never know. He looks worried. They didn't deliberate long enough. I would be worried too. Aw. I love how supportive you all are. Girl, I might need to get mine.
Counsel, please stipulate to the return and presence of all jurors.
Stipulate to the presence of the jury, Your Honor.
Stipulated, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. At this point in time, I would ask that you please pay your attention to Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as your name is called, please answer here.
So they're calling the names of the jurors. That's why it's muted. He looks nervous, but he should be. I really think that he had some type of disdain for Christine, and he got high, and when he got high, it brought out that disdain, and him tripping balls or whatever he was doing uh, made him do what he did. I mean, he needs to answer for what he did to her, and he needs to tell us where the baby is. Especially considering, I'll write it in chat.
Mr. Foreperson, in the case of State of Connecticut v. Jose Morales, docket number AAN CR 20-018-6660T, has the jury unanimously agreed upon a verdict?
It has.
In docket number AAN CR 20-018-6660T, in the first count of the amended information charging the defendant Jose Morales with the crime of murder in violation of section 53A-54A of the Connecticut General Statutes, how do you find the defendant as to the crime of murder?
Guilty.
Guilty. I think so, Valerie.
In docket number AAN CR 20-018-6660T, in the second count of the amended information charging the defendant Jose Morales with the crime of tampering with physical evidence in violation of section 53A-155 of the Connecticut General Statutes, how do you find the defendant as to the crime of tampering with physical evidence? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Your Honor, may the verdict be accepted and recorded.
Court will order the verdict accepted and recorded. Madam Clerk.
Will all members of the jury please rise with the foreperson and listen to your verdict as it is accepted and recorded? As to the first count of the amended information charging the defendant Jose Morales with the crime of murder in violation of section 53A-54A of the Connecticut General Statutes, you say the defendant is guilty of murder. Do you also say that the defendant is guilty of tampering with evidence?
Yes.
Mr. Foreperson, so you say you all. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you may be seated.
Attorney Gavin, do you request a polling of the jury?
Your Honor, at this juncture, we would ask the court to address the outstanding motion for judgment of acquittal to start off with. And then my second motion would be, Your Honor, pursuant to Connecticut Practice Book Section 42-52, a post-verdict motion for judgment.
We'll get to the post-verdict motions in a minute. Are you requesting a polling of the jury?
Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Madam Clerk. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I will now call upon each of you to stand individually.
So guilty on all counts, and yeah, of course they're going to ask for an acquittal. Yeah, now where's the baby? Where's Vanessa? And again, considering that he was offered several plea deals, and I think the stipulation was that he had to tell where the baby was and he would never do it. I mean, I think the guilty verdict is well deserved, and I'm wondering if now, since he's in prison for life, if he'll tell where the baby is. Hey, Bazard. Jenny Jen said thoughts and prayers for Christine's family and baby Vanessa, and I second that. Thank you, Jenny Jen. Haven't seen or heard of this case recently, but he beat his baby mama Christine so bad. He beat her to death, and part of her brain was removed. And he has a 1-year-old daughter, or a daughter, Vanessa, who was 1-year-old at the time, who's still missing to this day. He won't tell where she's at. He was smoking PCP and killed her. Yeah, that attorney. I mean, the attorney put up a good defense. But yeah, he was on some BS. You know, I saw it coming from this attorney. You know what I mean? Yeah, they were asking about you, Bazard. They were like, "Where's Bazard been?" Please remember that we want effective counsel for defendants. It assures they face justice and not get out on a technicality. That's correct. That's correct. Yo. Rest easy, Christine. You got justice. Yes, Christine got justice. Now we need to find the baby. It did. It still did sound ridiculous. I'm concerned, heathen. I think that sometimes too, but then I remember that I think they said, I'm pretty sure the neighbor said they saw the baby standing outside by the car. Ali X, he reminds me about Adam Montgomery too. And Adam won't ever tell. But I do believe a lot of people didn't believe the stepmom when she said he wouldn't tell me where he buried her. He wouldn't let me go and he wouldn't tell me. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that he didn't want, I mean, you know, a secret's a secret until somebody opens their mouth. You know what I mean? If I know something and I don't tell nobody, as long as I don't say nothing, it stays a secret. So Adam Montgomery is probably like, you know, if I
To
even,
address you briefly and say a few words. The verdict has now been accepted, and it is time to discharge you from your oath. The
I'll
oath
write it.
obligated you to keep silent about your role as jurors during this trial. You have now concluded your jury service and are now released from your oath. It is, of course, up to you to decide whether or not you want to talk about your role as jurors in this particular case to anyone. You may, but of course, you're certainly not obligated to do so. I would like to take this time also to recognize you and thank you for your time commitment and your service in this particular case. Serving on a jury in trials, especially like this one, which is fairly lengthy, do take you away from your personal daily affairs, and we do appreciate you being with us, and we appreciate the time and attention that you gave to this case. Now, inevitably, a decision by a jury will gratify one party or some parties and disappoint others. It's a very difficult job that you have. You've been asked to do it, you've done it, and we all appreciate that. Making decisions, as you have just done on this trial, are not easy things to do. So these are, however, decisions that are extremely important to our society, to decedents, the decedents' victims, of course, in general, and also to individual defendants. So we're all very grateful for you in performing this most difficult task. I know that I speak on behalf of all of us for thanking you for your time that you've given us here today. So you are hereby formally discharged. We do have some paperwork for you to receive on behalf of your jury service here. So if you wouldn't mind just waiting in the jury assembly room, the clerk and I will come into the jury assembly room and get that paperwork to you as soon as I make some more comments on the record. So, and that includes our alternate juror, and I do appreciate the alternate juror being here with us. And I know, again, I want to address you, it's often frustrating, but we do appreciate you as well. And you serve a very important function relative to this entirety of trial. So thank you for that service. I would ask you to please also find your way to the jury assembly room with the jury now, and I will be in momentarily. So I'll please direct members of the jury to be excused from the courtroom, Madam Marshal, and bring them to the jury assembly room. All right, so for purposes of the record, a few things. First of all, at the close of evidence, the defense moved for a second time regarding a judgment of acquittal, to which the state objected. The court deferred, reserving decision on the motion and submitting the case to the jury. At this time, I do intend to act on that particular motion as filed. Counsel, do either of you have anything further you would like to say in relation to that particular motion?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Not from the state, Your Honor.
All right, so again, a motion for judgment of acquittal must be granted if the evidence would not reasonably permit a finding of guilt. In ruling on such a motion, the trial court must determine whether a rational trier of fact could find the crime is proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Considering all the evidence and the elements of each of the crimes charged in the state's amended information, the court finds that the evidence presented in this case would reasonably permit the finding of guilt as to both charges, and that a rational trier of fact could find the crimes proven beyond a reasonable doubt. And hereby the motion for judgment of acquittal is denied. Attorney Gavin, you started to talk about some post-trial motions before I excused the jury. I'll take those up now.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, pursuant to Connecticut Practice Book Section 42-51, 42-52 is the time for filing motion for judgment of acquittal, and also 42-53, the motion for new trial. I'm respectfully asking the court to extend the time period for the filing of those motions for 30 days.
Does the state wish to be heard on that?
I'll defer to the good graces of the court.
All right. Well, given that we have about 11 weeks in between now and sentencing, I'll certainly give you that 30-day request. So I'll
Thank you.
extend the motion within which to file those particular post-trial motions,
Your
that
Honor,
extra 30 days.
I would simply ask for an additional 30 days following that for the state's response, if any is called for.
All right. Court will go ahead and give the state that additional 30 days, of course. All right. So at this point in time, we have guilty findings as to both charges, that's murder and tampering with physical evidence. I'll acknowledge those for purposes of the record. Is the state making any motions at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. Now that the presumption of innocence has been erased and the defendant stands guilty of the crimes charged, the state's going to ask for an increase in bond of an additional $2.5 million, please.
Does the defense wish to be heard?
Your Honor, as the court knows, bond is academic. He's been held on a $5 million bond, and I understand that there's a difference now that the verdict has been rendered. He's been unable to post a bond for the last 5 years, so bond is academic. I don't think there's any need to increase the bond $2.5 million above the $5 million currently stated level. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, what is the current bond on the file?
It's $5 million.
All right. Considering there's no longer a presumption of innocence and the defendant has now been convicted of murder as well as tampering with physical evidence, this court is going to increase bond by $2.5 million.
May I request posting court-only designation, please?
Certainly, the court will go ahead and make a condition of the posting to be at court only, so that bond must be posted in court before a judge. All right, so with that, if there are no additional motions, the court would like to take this time.
None from the defense, Your Honor.
Not from the state, Your Honor.
All right, so I would take this time to first address counsel and thank you for your courtesies to the court during the course of the trial. I appreciate that, and the courtesies that you've shown to one another as well. And to Mr. Morales, you've now been convicted, but I do want to thank you for your courtesies and your courtroom decorum during the trial. I'd also like to thank the members of the family who have been here diligently every single day to watch this trial unfold, and I want to thank them for their courtroom decorum as well, and that extends to all additional spectators, so thank you for that. Is there anything further?
Just, Your Honor, I want to thank Your Honor and the staff have been nothing but courteous to us during the entire proceedings. We've been here since February, and whether it's the clerk's office or the marshals, Your Honor, the court reporter, everyone has been really wonderful and appreciated that courtesy. Thank you.
All right, so Attorney Gavin, the court will be ordering a pre-sentence investigative report relative to the sentencing proceedings. Do you wish to be notified and or present?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay, and it appears that our sentencing date is Tuesday, July 8th,
Thank you, Your Honor.
for that PSI to come back. So the court will next see this matter, if not before, on any post-trial motions. The next time this court will see this matter will be for sentencing on July 8th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Court stands adjourned.
All rise, court's adjourned.
Okay, so the bond thing is that he could bond out for like 11 weeks if he had probably close to 3 million. I think it's 10%. But I don't know with a charge like, what he's looking at now, even to bond out for 11 weeks, it'd probably be more. July 8th for sentencing. Yeah, That's a ridiculous amount of time to wait for sentencing. But you know, with Judge P at the helm, I don't know how we could expect much less. Yes, I'm glad that Christine got justice today. I'm hoping that maybe he'll finally tell where um, baby Vanessa is. I don't know. Yeah, it's sad. Bazzer said, adios, stupido. Connecticut and United States Code annotated mimics each other in criminal procedures, Title 18. So I'm glad that Christine got justice today. We need to find baby Vanessa now. And like I said, hopefully he'll tell where she was at. The jury was out for what, 2.5 hours before they reached a verdict. So Teresa, evidently, even though he's been charged with murder, until he's sentenced, he could technically bond out. Okay, if he has, I don't know how much, at least probably $2.5 million to put down, he could bond out until sentencing. That's why you see people like rappers and things like that who've been charged with homicide and they're still out on bond. And so he could bond out for 11 weeks if he's got like 2.5 million. What did I do? What are you saying? Okay. What did I do? I don't think he remembers where baby Vanessa is either. I wonder if he remembers, though, with the PCP-induced rage. I mean, and it is interesting that he didn't draw the baby's crib when he did the layout and everything. I think he resented her, and he resented her mama. Oh, okay. So many booty bandits meandering in prison. They sure are. There's a lot of booty bandits meandering around in prison. That was crazy. He'll make great friends in prison soon. He sure will. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to go for the day. I don't have anything to go live with at 1:30. So I will see y'all tomorrow for Stephen's hearing. And I'm going to plan a live stream for tomorrow, depending on how long Stephen's hearing takes. Those kinds of POS think the mom trapped them because they dare ask for child support. Yep. No, he ain't gonna bail out. And the bond is that high because he could possibly leave the country or whatever, and then they got a whole mess on their hands as far as holding him accountable for Christine's homicide. How dare the mom ask for help? Yeah. Loser, man. I agree. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to miss y'all too, but we'll be back tomorrow morning. Or actually, Stephen's hearing is at 2 o'clock tomorrow, so we'll be starting at 2 o'clock tomorrow, a little bit later. And then we'll go for the rest of the afternoon on that hearing. AM said he buried himself in this testimony. In my opinion, he had a big chance of coming out innocent. Prosecutor was not great on proving beyond a reasonable doubt. Absolutely. I still had reasonable doubt up until he got up there and testified, and I was like, well, there you have it. Yep. Till then, beautiful people, take care and be safe and love your loved ones with everything you got. That's so sweet. Yep, I will see y'all. It will be tomorrow at 2 is when the hearing is supposed to start. So I will see y'all tomorrow at 2. Please hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much. I love y'all. If nobody has told you, you are important, you are special, and you are loved. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore.
Thank